Welcome to Nothing But Net with the head coach from the University of Northern Iowa, Tanya Warren, in her 16th year. 3 times she's been Valley Coach of the Year, and I consider her to be a longtime friend. Tanya, we go way back. I'm so excited to see you consistently staying on the top of the Valley standings, lady. I mean, how do you do
Debbie. Well, I think it's the credit to our young women in our program. And obviously I'm surrounded by great people. I have great coaching staff. And we just come to work every day and try to control what we can control.
Well, that's the truth, right? I mean, you only can control how hard you work and
That's
what you
it.
say. That's the way I look at it. You got a big game coming up this week. Let's just jump right to it. I mean, Illinois State, you beat them down there in Normal. Now they're coming up to your place. Before we talk about all the other things going on around that game, because those are as significant as the race in both yours and my opinion.
Yes.
Let's just break down the game a little bit. I did see Illinois State play in person last Friday when they had a tough one against Southern Illinois, and then they lost to Missouri State. So I've seen Paige Robinson. I've seen some of their team. Tell us what you think you're going to face when they come up.
Well, first of all, they're well coached. I don't know that anybody does it better than Kristen and her staff in terms of getting their kids ready to play. Last year when they lose Juju, you think, they might miss a beat. They haven't missed a beat at all. And if we was to finish today, Paige Robinson is MVP in my book. I think she's had a terrific year. I think she can score on all 3 levels. And then Mary Crompton, I have so much respect. I love watching her play, and I hate coaching against her. She plays the game the right way. She shoots it with great consistency, great range, and she doesn't need a lot of time. And she's just fundamentally sound. What they do inside with Bowman, and they're just hard to guard because they can score inside, they can score outside, they can put it on the deck. And they're going to make you defensively, they're going to make you play to your weaknesses. So we know it's going to be about in-game adjustments. We're going to have to manage runs. We know they're going to go on some. We have to be able to go on ours. And it's just going to be a game of adjustments because I think both staffs scout extremely well. And I think both staffs do a very good job of playing, making their opponents play to their weakness.
So with all the prep and the study and the concepts and how you develop your team, and as you start, the climb to the end of March, you mentioned in-game adjustments, which to me, honestly, at this point of the year, that's my favorite part. Okay. Yeah. So for me, trying to figure out what you might do in the second half, what you might save, what you tweak, what you change, how do you prepare your team? Illinois State's going to probably tweak and change. Both of you guys have done a tremendous job with your players. So without giving up any secrets, what are some things that you're sort of leaning towards that you've seen as a trend with your team that might benefit you guys with a W?
Well, honestly, when you look at what we've had to do throughout not only the non-conference, but within the conference play, we've literally had to adapt and play in way. I mean, at UIC, we had to play about 36 minutes of zone. I've never in my entire career done. So it's about being able to adapt. We're going to have to mix things up against Illinois State and try to keep them guessing. We know that. And just try to make them make tough plays, not give them anything easy. But we know they're going to come back and make adjustments. So it's going to be, honestly, a chess match. It really is. And it's going to come down to what team can make plays and limit live ball turnovers.
So this question to me for you never gets old because you've seen the Valley morph and change in so many different ways. Now there's 2 new teams in the league. The level of play has even gotten higher. We've always talked about this being a multiple bid league. It has always felt like it's had to be a sell. I don't feel like it's the same sell anymore. I mean, I feel like there's incredible respect for the league, the coaches, the quality of play. When you start looking at, the next couple of weeks, Tanya, what in your mind are you thinking about as you sit on the top of the standings?
Well, literally one game at a time, being able to control what we can control. And what I talk to our kids a lot about is control your own destiny. So we don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. And how much better can we be today? How much better can we be per quarter? And really trying to put a consistent 40 minutes together. Sometimes when we've gotten up this year, it's almost like we've gotten bored. Well, we can't get bored. This is where we got to really hone in and try to play 4 good quarters of basketball, both offensively and defensively. So for us, it's really been about controlling our own business and not worrying about what's going on around us and what everybody else is doing.
When everybody mentions your name in conversation, everywhere I go, I mean, you're one of the good guys, right? Everybody loves you. I mean, they always go, oh man, Tanya, she's so great. She is so great. They say that all the time. They have so much respect for you. Where does that reservoir of fuel and energy and motivation stem from?
All my life, I've been told I can't do this, I can't do that, the underdog. And even when we took over the program here 16 years ago, no one thought we could get it done, including our own media. So just honestly, just trying to be the best that I can be and surround myself with good people. And God has blessed me. I have always been surrounded by good people. And I really believe you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. So just coming and just trying to be a positive part of everyone's life, and just trying to do things the right way. And if we can do that, if I can do that, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I believe I try to do every single day, is be a positive part and just do the best that I can to make sure that when I leave here, somewhere along the line, I've influenced somebody. And that's my whole purpose for what I do and why I do it.
I always think about motivations, where they come from and why people are motivated. Some are motivated by money. Some are motivated by the relationships that they have with others. Some are motivated by just flat out winning. And there's nothing wrong with that. None of those. There's nothing wrong with any of those.
No.
Whatever it is that, fills your bucket is what you got to go with. When you say, that people tell you that you can and you won't and you don't, and we've all faced some adversity. It's how quickly you can pull yourself back up, right? That matters. Yes. When you're going to that pool to figure it out, what are a couple of things you think about? For me, it's build, serve, and power. I go, immediately to somebody's giving me a hard time. I think, okay, what have I done to help somebody else? How have I serviced the game? How have I helped serve someone else? And then it doesn't feel such like a sting. It's just something that just kind of can go away because you can get past it.
I always go back to having lost my brother at a very early age, who was being very highly recruited as a senior in high school and lost his life. And I always, I remember vividly that my parents, I wanted to give it up. My parents said, nope, that's not the way Steve would have wanted. So I've always, everything that I have done and do when it comes to this game has always been in my brother's honor. So I've always worked extremely hard because I know and watched what he did and how he did it and how he treated people. And I always wanted to be like him.
And I know you're a wonderful extension of your dad, who you lost this summer. And this game, we talk about it being in first place, but we both know that there's a higher purpose for this game. It's your pink game. It's a Stamp Out Cancer game, raising awareness and money to help those that are battling. Your dad had a courageous battle and you were with him side by side the whole time. I know this game is for your dad. Tell us a little bit about why that's so important to you and what you hope will be the outcome, not just the win, but what else are you trying to win on this particular day?
Well, I really want all cancer survivors and their families to come out. I want to be able to celebrate them and all that they go through on an everyday basis, because unless you've gone through it or you've walked with somebody who's going through it, you have no idea what it all entails. And then just, it's a dreadful, awful disease, and everyone at some point is going to be impacted. It's our responsibility to make sure that we try to continue to raise money and awareness so that we can help. And it may not be in our lifetime, it may not be, But if we can continue to make awareness and to help find research to help stamp out this bad disease, then that's all of our responsibilities. And we can't wait till we've been impacted. It's all around us. So what can we do? So I just want everybody who's been impacted, those who are going through it, it doesn't matter what kind of cancer, come out. We want to celebrate everybody and we want them to be a part. And if we can raise a lot of money, great. The game's going to be a good game, but it's so much bigger than the game. And we're going through it not only with my dad, but Coach Nelson's wife, who is a longtime friend of mine of 25 years, is battling cancer as we speak and has had a long, courageous journey. And what she's gone through and her faith and her courage and all that. I mean, she is a walking inspiration and miracle to all of us. So there's so much that goes into this game. But we just want to celebrate all the cancer survivors and their families and let them know that they never walk alone.
I was in Iowa this past weekend at University of Iowa and at Ames for a game, Texas, Iowa State. And the crowds, the passion, true Iowans out there supporting not just girls basketball, but there was a pink game over at Iowa City as well.
Yes.
So I know, Tanya, that this place is going to be jam-packed, people wearing pink, rooting like crazy and wanting to make a difference, because that's sort of an incredible combination, right, of girls basketball, women's basketball, and having a cause besides
and that's
just
what it's all about,
playing.
helping each other, just helping each other.
Well, I wish you well. You're an amazing ambassador for our game. I'm excited about watching the game. I do have my own game to call on Thursday, but I'm going to be watching this game because I think this is going to be really fun on Thursday of this week on February 16, when Illinois State comes to Northern Iowa to visit for first place in the Missouri Valley. Can't get better than that, plus stamping out cancer.
It does not get any better than that. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Tanya.
Have a good rest of the day.